Good on him, well done Shawnee Carroll, pull him with you, well done Nicky. Chris, done Hodgie, come on, push it in Hodge.
Gary, this is your second pre-season now as manager. How much have you learned for your first season, is I basically ask?
Learned a lot. With things that happened and things that were on during the season, it was obviously disappointing from my point of view. But we try to concentrate on the football side of things, and probably disappointed the way we finished, the position we finished in the league. We got close in the cup games, which I expected us to go further, but with one thing or another, we got to a semi-final, we got knocked out of a quarter-final that we should have probably won. But other than that, obviously it was a disappointing season and I can't get away from that fact, but the players that were lost last season, it was hard to adjust and it took a while for us to adjust, but the lads that came in and the young lads that have came in stepped up. They've done quite well, so it's a learning curve for them as well.
So last pre-season signed quite a few players at the club and it looked high hopes early on, but getting Wick Academy and Cove away in the first two games of the season turned out to be the two hardest games of the season.
Well, yeah, and I think the two defeats, there was a goal in it, so it just shows you I was nothing between the teams. But I think no matter who you get at the start of the season, you're going to find it hard because everybody's an even keel. And I think it's going to be the same this year. We've got a very tough start season, but you're going to have to play them at some point in the season. So it doesn't matter who you get, whether it be a team that finishes bottom last year or a team that won the league, it's going to be a tough start. So I don't read nothing into that.
The Aberdeenshire Cup did go through one round, but then we went out to Huntly and basically defence went AWOL that night.
Yeah, I think a lot of occasions this season we've defended poorly, but we didn't just defend for the back, we defend for the front, and we're going to work on things this season to correct that. I mean, we did a lot in training, but we're working it a lot during pre-season with shape and that, and once the players are fit enough and ready to go, we're working it through the season. But I think it's all due to work rate, and I think the attitude at times some of the players wasn't there last season. I think that what cost us games, and as you say in that cup game, it was pretty evident that game. Yes. Whereas in other games we've done excellent and we've beaten like Sabrora home and away, and we went down to Annan with a fantastic attitude and beating a third division team. So to me it's just the attitude and the mentality of some players, and if we can get that right, then we'll be on to a winner.
The Scottish Cup was probably the highlight of the season, was at Annan after knocking out Rothers in a replay. And of course Annan was just such a brilliant game, just holding out the end.
I think the whole occasion, the journey down the Friday, the camaraderie in the bus, at the hotel, getting up, we're having our breakfast together, and we get back in the bus, we go down to Annan, and I had a good feeling. And I said when we played them here and we drew here, and I said people wrote us off, and I just felt we had a great chance because I thought we can play better than we did here, and we played better at spells down there. And although it was on a different surface, but I knew we had a wee secret weapon up our sleeve and Zander on the bench, and I think I used that to our advantage at the right time. And obviously Zander got us the goals and won us the game, but I think you got to give credit to the back line and the Kevin May that day. I think they were immense defensively. I think we were throwing bodies at things, and you sometimes got to do that to win cup ties. And if I can get that mentality for every game we play a season, we wouldn't be far away, I can assure you. But
of course we went out to Durban the next round, but I don't think we won any home Scottish Cup games, which kind of summed up our season. Home form wasn't...
Was very disappointed with the home form last season. That was a big bugbear for me, and I still to this day I can't get my head around it. I certainly didn't put the players under any more pressure to win here than I do going away. Maybe the players feel they're more under pressure here, but I certainly didn't put them under any more pressure. But we'll correct that. I mean, we'll work on things. I've taken in now more experienced guys that's been there, done that. This season we've managed to get good experienced players in and to help the younger lads, and maybe that'll make a difference as well, and get that mentality that we're here, you're not coming in our patch to take 3 points or get a cup win against us. So hopefully that'll help us in the long run.
I think December and January we lost with 4 back-to-back title winning players overall. I think we lost with 10 or 11 players in the end. Yeah. 10 of the 20 squad in the team photo have since departed, which...
Well, I mean, that happens. But it's just the fact that it happened so close in a short period of time. It would be tough. I think any manager would have been able to consolidate with that, and I think we just had to work with what we had and try and get the good youngsters that we've got at the club, give them that wee bit of experience, and we did that at the tail end of the season. And you've got to play them against the big teams, because you can see if they can do it against them, they'll manage it against any team or player. So I think it was important we did that, and they're involved here again today in the training, and the lads have been fantastic. They've came back, they look quite sharp, and I thought the guys did excellent today for a very, very tough session they had today.
I see. After that we had the Shield in the League Cup. It's just a Shire Shield. We got to the semi-finals. It's the longest run we've had since winning it in 2007. But of course we went out to Cove, had their own backyard, which is always a tough place to go at the end of the day.
Well, regardless if it was home or away, it was always going to be a tough tie, because Cove was wanting to win the league, but it was always going to be a tough game because Cove are a good side, very good side. And okay, it was 1-0, but I think we had a chance to maybe get a game into extra time, which have probably been a bit unjust, because I think Cove had a few chances in the second half and were trying to equalise. But cup ties are one off. I mean, you saw the year before, you need a bit of luck to get into cup finals and that, and last year I think we did really well to get to the final League Cup. It was just disappointing that game we couldn't get to extra time, and maybe you never know what would have happened. But as I say, it's tough in Coast Park because it's such a tight area, and you've got to adapt your game severely to that park.
And then we had Keith in the League Cup after knocking Lossiemouth down here. Unfortunately, discipline may have cost us in the end, 9 in penalties.
There was various reasons it cost us that game. Yeah, discipline was definitely one of them. But I thought we outplayed Keith for long spells in that game. But they've obviously got a secret weapon in their armour with Cammy Keith, and I think Cammy will always score goals, and obviously he effectively won the game, or got the game into penalties that day with his penalty kicks. But yeah, that was a hard one, that game, because I felt that we deserved to win it. And when you turned around and set the lines and how long to go, he said 2 minutes, and Keith got equaliser in the 8th minute injury time. It's a sore one, but you move on, and you move on to the next game.
I see discipline. We've got to ask the question. I think it's cost us in 4 league games this season potentially. We'd say.
Yeah, well, we're going to
red cards.
We're going to correct that. I mean, sometimes decisions go your way, and sometimes you can defend your players. I mean, there's various times that maybe some of the decisions weren't, in my eye, correct. But yeah, the discipline is a problem, and we're in the process of correcting that, and we'll get something in place to do that.
See, after the end of the season, you had some, what would you call it? Some good performances, well, encouraging against like the Nairn County. You had a run beating Nairn, Lossy and Strathspey. Then you had Forest and Formartine, which showed you how far to go potentially.
Yeah, well,
especially for some of the younger players.
I think take you back to the Nairn game. I think in the Nairn game we totally outplayed Nairn, and the team that they had out in the park, the starting 11 they had out, I thought our lads were absolutely excellent that night up at Nairn. It's a tremendous surface to play, and I just felt them that to beat Nairn we need to have a go at him, and we did that. And I just think the 4 goals in the game were all excellent goals. The 2 Nairn goals were crackers, and the 2 goals from us were crackers, but I felt we deserved to win the game that night. And I've spoken to Les since then, and I think Les agreed that we were a better side that night. But that's by the by. I mean, the bigger picture is that consistently over the season we weren't good enough, and we need to correct that, and we'll do our utmost hardest to do that, and that's the way we'll be going.
That's the last question. Highlight of the season?
Definitely on an Athletic down there. Obviously before the game we mentioned the players that they'd become legends, and be the first time in, was it 56 year at the clubs won away.
I think it was 95 since the Highland League side's done it. So
yeah, but it was back in the 50s
for the Highland
Bucky's done it. Yeah, so and that, I mean, I was a fair bit of emotion in the dressing room after the game that day, and it was an excellent day, excellent for the club. But you're only as good as your last game, so I think the following week we went away to Derwentvale and we beat 2-1, so that took us back down to earth a wee bit.
That's the low lights of the season would be?
I think probably the amount of players we've lost, definitely, there's no question of to lose the quality we've lost, I think any team would handle it. Is probably no team could handle the amount of players that we lost, and especially the quality of the players that we've all been part of the league winning sides. It was tough. It was frustrating for me as a manager. It was very tough, but probably the defeat here at Wick as well. It was a hard one for me. I was really hurt that day. But bounced back. The players bounced back. That's probably the two lowest points of the season. It was the defeat here from Wick, and obviously the fact that we've lost so many good players. But I'm trying to rebuild again, and hopefully I can continue to do that, David.
We'll ask star players for this season.
Last season or this season?
Last season.
Yeah, well obviously Kevin Main won quite a fair amount of awards. Xander was fantastic till he left. There's a lot of good processor. Shawnee Wood came in, and for his first season in Highland League I thought he excelled. Chris Angus did well once he came back from Australia. It took him a bit to get going, but he did well. Jamie Shewan gave you 110%. But Lee McKinnon, when played Lewis up front on numerous occasions, scored a few goals. I think he finished level top scorer
top with
Donny. And so it was a few good things regarding that, but probably Kevin probably justified the Player of the Year award, I would think.
I'm moving on to this season now. You're starting to rebuild the squad for next for the coming season. You've had a few players lost. Gordon J. Sheen, Craig Simpson, Dean Donaldson, Neil Robertson. You've also brought in new players like Aaron Conley, Chris Hegarty, Daniel Bell, and of course Spider. Of course, you're looking to get more transfers.
Yeah, we're in negotiations with another club at the moment. Make one more signing. Hopefully he'll be here training Monday night, and I think he'll be another excellent signing if we get him. And these lads will do well. The experienced Chris, he's got a tremendous pedigree, as is Aaron. He's been about and been here, done it, played in one leagues, been in the Scottish Football League, so we take that mentality in here, and it'll help the young lads, help the lads that's already here, and hopefully we can not just move up the table but be challenging for every trophy, and that's how this club should be. And I'll continually working hard to get as much quality in, and if it means boys have to move on to get quality in, I'll do that. And but I think we've had a good reaction there for the players. I thought the players were excellent today training, and they've came back fit. I must admit they've done well, and I'm looking forward to the new season.
Of course you lost Sean Scott as well, and I think one of the biggest things I've looked at the last couple of seasons is they haven't had the financial resources once had nowadays, which makes their job a wee bit more difficult.
Yeah, of course it does, but what you've got to remember, David, I've got a great knowledge of players in this league, and I've also got good contacts in the game, and hence the reason we've got these lads, Chris and Aaron, in. They're an unknown quantity in the Highland League, so you know it came through sources that are known. So I didn't want to lose Sean Scott, don't get me wrong, but you know, if players have got a desire to go to another club, then there's no point in them being here. And that's no slight on them. I mean, if they want to move on, that's fair enough, it's football, it happens. But I'll do the best for Bucky Thistle, and that's the way it's going to be.
Of course, today was your first training session. How are they looking? Some of them did tire them.
Yeah, well, it was probably the toughest session I think any lads have had here for the first session. A good 3.25 hour session with a lot of running involved. It was important that we got him off to a hard working session and let the players know what they're in for this season. I spoke to them briefly before it and told them that you only do at football what you put into it, and it's important they put a lot of work in, and they're going to do that over the pre-season, and obviously during the season they're going to be worked hard, and hopefully we'll get the benefits of it in the season.
Obviously, less than 2 weeks' time will be the first pre-season game here against Elgin and Golspie. How are you looking forward to? Immensely.
I was chuffed I got Elgin. I spoke to Ross Jack, and he did his utmost best to get a game for us. Obviously he couldn't get it Saturday, but I thought I'm not going to turn down playing Elgin here. It's a long time since Elgin's played here, so I think it'll be a massive crowd for that game at night. Elgin's got a good support. They were a good side. Ross was very welcoming to the game, so I'm chuffed that he's got to take his team through here. Then obviously we've got Goldsby the next day. We'll probably introduce a few young lads that day I would think, just to give them game time as well, because there'll be boys probably feeling it with the training leading up to the Elgin game. And then we move on to Kevin's testimonial, which will be a fantastic occasion for him and a well deserved game that he's getting, so I'm chuffed for him for that one.
Yep.
Then I think we move on to, we possibly might have a free date on the Saturday. I am waiting to hear back for a team this weekend, so but I'll have something in place for it if it doesn't happen. So.
Kevin's testimony, you've got a full Aberdeen squad to contend with.
Aye,
which should certainly be different.
Yeah, and I'm chuffed for Kevin that they're taking up the first team, and I'm pretty sure they'll be able to impress Derek McInnes. But no, it's a game. It'll be a good test for us, and it's the sort of games you want to be involved in. Pre-season, you don't want to be playing lesser teams too much. You need to be tested to the max, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure Aberdeen will do that at night. So, but it's that game will be all about Kevin Main, and the fact that he's been here 10 years.
Yeah. I say after that after the pre-season we've got the Highland League kick-off, which is going to be a very tricky August. I say you've got Wicks, Cove, Forest,
tough games. But as I said, every game's a tough game in the Highland League. There's no easy games in the Highland League. Every team's tough. They all have their way of dealing with things and playing and formations and stuff. But I do see it being a tough start yet. But it's one we're looking forward to. Don't worry about it.
The final question is basically the aim for the season.
Challenge. This club should be challenging. Yeah, you could bring in finances, say when about finances, but this club will be challenging. While I'm here, I'd like to think we'll be up there challenging for in the top half of the table and challenging for every trophy that's available. And I wouldn't be involved in it. I didn't think that, David. No. So that's what my goal is anyway.
Cheers, Shaker.
Okay.